in honor of a horribly butchered joke I just saw, an old butcher joke, Norn style. Well, there's a man who goes to work every day, and he's a hardworking sort of man, so he works real hard, every day. And while one day he goes to work and he's working hard, isn't he? And he says to himself, he says, you know what? I'm tired of all this work. I've had enough, he says. I'm going on a vacation. And, well, there's a lot of countries he could go to, the whole world, But he says, by golly, I'm going to Russia. Russia, it's a big place, lots of airports probably. Well, anyhow, it doesn't really matter, he's going to Russia. So, all right, he's in Russia, and he's walking around, looking at the airports, it's a big place, and there he's walking and he sees the most beautiful lady. Real stunner, takes his breath away. And he's a hardworking man, so he says to himself, I'm a hardworking man, and I deserve to marry a beautiful woman like that. So they get married, and he brings her back to America. Introduces himself first, of course. Why, that would be strange to marry a beautiful woman without the introductions. I would never do that. And an ugly woman too, I wouldn't care, I don't see any difference. Even if she was ugly like an old hag, I'd introduce myself first to that witch, sure. Well, anyway, one day the wife wants some chicken legs, so she goes to the butcher. Well, the wife doesn't speak much English. She's Russian, isn't she? And in Russia, they don't speak any English. That would be pretty stupid because nobody would understand you, would they? Because they all speak Russian. So one day she's at the butcher and needs some chicken legs. And so she hitches up her skirt and points at her thighs, and the butcher sees her hitching up her skirt and pointing at her thighs, and he knows she wants some chicken legs. So the next day she's back in the shop looking for chicken breasts, and the butcher says to her, he says, well, I'll be. Aren't you that lady who came in here the other day with her skirt hitched up pointing at her thighs? And she looks at him, but she doesn't say anything because she doesn't understand English, does she? But she wants some chicken breasts today, so she undoes her blouse and she shows her breasts. Now she's a beautiful woman, so the butcher understands she wants some chicken breasts. Well, the next day she's sitting at home and she decides to make some sausage for her hardworking husband. He's a good man. And well, she's not sure how to demonstrate a sausage on her own, so she brings her husband with her to the butcher. Slow Dan. Well, get your minds out of the gutter, all of you. She brought her husband because he speaks English.